Hello and welcome to G.E.L Comics. My name is Ray Emling, your host.
And I am Matty G, as always.
Did you forget your name there for a second?
Yeah, I had to think about it.
And my name is... Oh man, what is my name? What is
Does that
life?
ever happen to you? Does that ever happen to you?
No, it never has. Ever.
Well,
Yeah.
lucky you then.
Yeah, well, what a perfect segue. Not really, there was no segue there, but today we're going to talk about anime. And this is not really my area of expertise. This is more Matt's area. I've seen a couple of animes, and we'll get more into that. But Matt, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna actually let you open up the floor this time. And before I get into any questions, just go ahead and give me a little introduction to your relationship with anime.
That's a weird thing to say, but I guess I've been watching ever since I started. DBZ was the first one I ever watched. Started on the Frieza saga, actually, and I've kind of just been watching on and off since then. So it's been quite a few years.
You were actually kind of like, you were almost like a closeted anime fan, like not in a weird way, but like you never talked about anime. And then I remember one time we were with a mutual friend, and they brought over Howl's Moving Castle to watch, and you were like
Yes.
all into it, and I had no
Yes.
idea at that point that you were into anime. I was like, oh, okay, well that's something you learn. You learn something new every day.
Well, the thing about that is just the stigma that anime fans have is not really something I want to be associated with. Just that super weird dress up in fox and cat costumes every day to school, that sort of thing. Um, I mean, if you enjoy it, whatever, go ahead. I don't care, but I'm just a guy who likes good shows, and some of those shows happen to be anime.
Matt, is it true that you are in fact right now dressed as a fox?
I am wearing a tail at the moment, yes.
Ah, okay. See, yeah, that's what I thought. I'm actually not wearing pants right now, but that's because I'm in the privacy of my own home, so I can do whatever I want. You are unfortunately at a Starbucks, and people are giving you stares, aren't they?
Just drinking 1% milk.
just like it's hot though. Like you just had them steam the
Like,
1%
yeah,
milk.
right out of the steamer, yeah.
Nice. Well, that I don't know where that came from. I'm in a weird mood tonight. I'm tired and it's late, but I don't care because I enjoy our chats and I think I might love you. But anyway, moving on from that. Let's talk about favorite. Let's go with favorite anime movies first because I actually don't really know very many movies, so this will be kind of a quick discussion. But let's go ahead. What is your favorite anime movie? If you could pick one, if you can't pick one, go ahead and give me a couple.
Yeah, I don't think I can really choose one. Just the set that are really amazing, really detailed, good storytelling. Um, are the Ghibli movies. Studio Ghibli obviously made Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, stuff like that. It's all just super detailed. The backgrounds are all like hand painted. The animators are insanely talented, and I don't know, the stories are pretty nice too. He tends to focus a lot on young female leads, I guess. A lot of his movies are based around females or just a young pair of kids going on adventures and stuff. My favorite one of those is probably... That's a tough one, actually, as well. Probably Spirited Away. It was the first one I ever saw, and I don't know. The setting is super crazy because she goes to like the spirit world and works in a bathhouse for this witch, and it sounds really crazy, and it is really crazy and really fun to watch.
Which
But
one
yeah,
has Totoro?
My Neighbor Totoro has Totoro in it.
Oh, okay. See, I've only seen three. I mean, I've seen a couple different Dragon Ball Z movies, and I've seen the Pokemon first movie and the Digimon movie. I don't know if those. I don't think those should actually count as anime movies, considering they're movies
Oh my
based on a
goodness.
series.
The the Digimon movie is fantastic. Like
It,
animation wise,
oh
it's
yeah, it
fantastic.
is. I mean, it's really good, but I don't know if those count as actual like anime movies since they're movies based on TV shows. Whereas like
Sure.
My Neighbor
Sure. There's a lot of
Totoro, Spirited Away, and Howl's Moving Castle are all like standalones.
yeah, sure. I mean, there's a lot of series that have movies along with them. Um
I mean, we can count those in too. I just wasn't like when I meant movie. When I was thinking in my head, I was thinking of like the standalone movies. But those three I mentioned are the only three like
okay.
standalone movies I've actually seen.
Yeah. I mean, you were there when we watched Howl's Moving Castle together. What'd you think about
I
it? If you
I
remember
was
it at all?
I was there for all three of those movies. I watched all three of those movies with you and the same mutual friend, and yeah, I honestly I remember bits and pieces. I remember one of them had a weird flying animal of some sort.
Flying animal of some sort.
Like it kind
Which ones
of
did we watch?
I told you we watched Howl's Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro, and Spirited Away. Those are the only three I've seen, and I watched them with you.
Little flying animal. My
Not
guess would be
no like a big flying animal, like someone rode.
I mean Totoro flies at one
That's
point,
probably what I'm thinking of.
but she also rides a dragon in Spirited Away, so
Yeah,
who knows?
I honestly could not tell you the plot of any of those movies.
That it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, and it's the only time I ever saw them. I remembered the names, so I mean, give
Yeah.
me credit on that at least. Um, I'd say because I don't remember those ones, and if anime movies based on series count, then I would say my favorite anime movie would be. Oh man, that's actually tough because I would say it's a tough choice between the first Pokemon movie and the Digimon movie.
hmm
I think I would have to end up saying the Pokemon movie just because I enjoyed the entire Pokemon movie. The Digimon movie, I liked the first half that dealt with the original Digidestined, and then when they switched over and it had the new group, I never liked the new group of Digidestined. I always thought that I never liked any of them. I thought they were kind of stupid. So when the second half of the movie was all about them, even though it was a tie-in to the first half, I was not a big fan of that second half of the movie. So because Pokemon, I enjoyed the whole movie. I would say that was probably my favorite animated movie or anime movie. Sorry,
When you say Pokemon movie, which one do you mean?
the
The
first
very
one,
first
the
one?
very
Oh,
first one.
okay.
Yeah, the other ones were okay, but the first one definitely is the best one with Mewtwo and everything. I mean, that was just. I mean, I still
Yeah.
cry at the scene where Ash gets turned into stone. Spoiler alert. I mean, the movie came out in like '97,
You killed the
so
magic.
I
Go
did,
away.
but I still cry like when like I see the scenes and I get overwhelmed with the feels.
That is exceptional.
Yeah. Well, so what is your? You said your favorite would be Spirited Away. Then out of those, the
Yeah, out of the studios movies that
mm,
they've made, but there are so many out there that are nice. One that comes to mind that's a huge classic actually is it's called Akira, and it's about well, first off, it starts around like a biker gang in like Neo Tokyo or something, and it kind of shows them riding around town, beating up other gangs, and then one of them, man, what happened to him? Somehow he got like psychic powers, so the government took him to their facility, and then he kind of just went on a rampage, and I'm not going to go into details, but it's a good watch if you like sci-fi stuff. Um, and the quality is really nice.
you know, my thing with anime is I never ever like go out on my own and try and watch it. Like I mean, besides the stuff used to watch, like, I've been watching Pokemon on Netflix because that's like nostalgia. Like, I grew up watching that. But as far as like when I see a new anime series on Netflix, I don't sit down and go, okay, I'm going to watch this. But, and we've done this in the past, back when Xbox actually used to let you watch Netflix with people. You and me, you sat down, and what was the series you had me watch with you about the robotic like girl cop?
Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah, that one. That was pretty cool, and I enjoyed that.
That's a really good one. That's another classic.
And see, that's kind of always been my relationship with anime. No matter what it is I don't go out of my way to watch it, but if someone's like, hey, we should watch this, I end up enjoying it. And that was the case with those 3 movies, too. Like, everyone's like, oh, I know you're not big into anime, but we should watch this. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And it was good. I don't remember it because it was like 2008 or something like that, but 2007. So yeah. So that we talked about movies a little bit. What about now that we kind of segued into TV shows? What was your favorite anime TV series? I could honestly name, not counting the Ghost in the Shell that you showed me. I can name the anime series I've watched on one hand. So I'm sure you have a little more. Literally, I'm counting them right now. There's 5, so I can literally name them on one hand. But yeah, I'm sure you've seen a lot more. So what is your favorite anime TV series if you could pick one?
I actually do have one. It's called Fooly Cooly, which is usually abbreviated FLCL, and that's its title. But it's just 6 episodes, and it follows this kid's life through 6 episodes. He's probably, I don't know, maybe 13, 14 years old. And in the first episode, he meets this girl who rides a Vespa around town.
How old is the girl?
And the girl she's probably in her, I don't know, upper teens, early 20s.
It always seems like that. It always seems like there's like in a lot of animes, there's like a really young boy with like an older like teenage girl for some reason.
I don't know. There's actually 2 older girls in this one.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Change it up a little bit.
Yeah, in the first episode, the very first time he meets her, she speeds towards him on her Vespa, grabs the base that's on her back, and just blasts him in the head with it, going full speed on her motorbike. And you kind of find out later what she's doing. But it's like, I wouldn't really call it sci-fi. It's just really strange and confusing, and you have to watch it a few times to really
that is sci-fi.
Wrap your head around. But yeah, like there's robot fights. I guess it is pretty sci-fi if I describe it. There's like space cops. There's his dad is a psycho baker who is I don't know how to explain him. He's just a weird guy. But this kid is just really kind of reluctant through the whole series, and he ends up doing something really great at the end, and you kind of find something out about this girl who blasted him over the head with her bass guitar.
You're not going to give any spoilers? I mean, come on.
No, I'm not. I'm going to make somebody watch it to find out.
Is this your hint to make me watch it?
Yes, you should watch it. It's 6 episodes.
Well,
that's 2 hours tops.
My bad. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Check it out. I love how this has become more. It's not even a podcast anymore. It's more just you recommending shows for me to watch.
Well, I have a lot. I
have
a lot if you're interested.
Well, there we go. We'll talk about this off air sometime. But
okay.
Yeah, like I said, I can name the 5 the animes I've seen on one hand, and that's Dragon Ball Z is a big one. Pokemon, as we obviously talked about last time. Digimon, Yu Yu Hakusho, which was always really cool, and then Tenchi Muyo. And I honestly could not tell you what's going on in Tenchi Muyo. All I know is I was a 12-year-old boy and I had a crush on a couple of the girls on that show, and that's not
There are
healthy
a lot of
because
girls on that show
they're extremely
because
fictional.
they're very animated.
They're very animated, and they're also extremely fictional. And I may have had
Yes.
a real, like a legitimate crush on them, and I'm not proud of that fact. I'm not proud of that fact at all.
Well, you and like every Japanese boy ever
Yeah, but
born.
so basically it's every Japanese boy ever born, and then this random fat white kid.
Sure, kindred
Like,
spirits.
like they're all talking Japanese. I'm like, I know what you guys are saying, but yeah, pass me the egg rolls.
Man, that's Chinese food. Get out of here.
I don't know. I don't know what I mean. That are egg rolls not eaten in Japan?
I'm sure they are somewhere.
I'm sure somewhere. I mean, they probably have Chinese places in Japan. I'm sure.
I'm sure they do somewhere.
That's actually probably incredibly hilarious too.
Chinese food in Japan.
Like a Chinese restaurant in Japan, like that. I for some reason that just makes me laugh.
Actually, I don't know if they would because they kind of hate each other.
That's true. That's true. That would make it funnier.
I suppose.
I don't see now Tenchi Muyo. Yeah, like out of my favorite, I'm taking that out of the running. Like I said, I really could not tell you what it was about. I just thought all the girls were really pretty, and I was a stupid, naive 12-year-old. Give me a break. But out of the 4 legitimate ones, it's really a tough choice. I'm probably gonna have to take Yu Yu Hakusho out of the running just because I did not keep up with it enough. I watched.
Do you remember where you ended up with that?
Yeah, they were fighting in like some type of tournament, which, I guess in a Japanese show that happens a lot. But they were fighting in some type of tournament. I don't remember all the names. Obviously, there's Yu Yu, or is
That's
it
not his name.
Yusuke?
It's
Yusuke. That's right. I always got confused on that too because I was like, is his name Yu Yu or Yusuke? Like, why is it Yu Yu Hakusho?
The Yu comes from his first and last name together because it's Yusuke Urameshi. So it's Yu.
That's right, Yusuke Urameshi.
But I'm not sure what Hakusho means.
I don't know either. Yeah, there was Yusuke, Kuwabara, Hiei, and who was the last guy? Kurama. Okay, the last episode I remember watching was Kurama turned into the fox thing.
Yeah, okay.
That was the last episode I remember watching, and I remember wanting to see what happens next, and for some reason, Toonami just never aired it. Like, either they didn't air it, or they didn't air it for like a couple months, and I never got to see it.
Well, you should go fulfill that hole in your childhood.
Where else would I find it besides like buying it on Amazon?
So many places.
I was really, really into it though, because I even rented a lot. I rented the actual manga of it that the first season's based on.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I rented those from the library and read those, and I read a couple Dragon Ball ones, but Yu Yu Hakusho is the only manga series I actually really got into, and eventually I read through all the ones the library had, and of course the library in Kankakee, Illinois isn't stocked up on manga, but
sure.
Yeah. So, but I would have to take that out of the running. As much as I was into it back in the day, I don't remember a lot of it, and I didn't, get very far. So that leaves Dragon Ball Z, Digimon, and Pokemon, and that's really tough for me. I honestly don't know if I could pick a favorite, because at all points of my life, I was really into them equally, but not at the same time. Like, Pokemon was the first, and it always seems like I had friends who were really into it with me, and that's what kept me really into it. Like Pokemon, I had a friend,
Yeah.
I had a buddy named Nick, who me and him were really, really into Pokemon. Like we had all the cards, we had Red and Blue. Yeah, I told you about this in the Pokemon podcast, but we played Red and Blue Rivaled. We were really into that, and then me and him kind of drifted apart, and I really got into Dragon Ball Z right after that, and I had a couple buddies in my neighborhood that were really into Dragon Ball Z. One of my buddies, Zach, was really into Dragon Ball Z, so me and him kind of kept up with that. And then after Dragon Ball Z, I kind of moved into Digimon, and that's when I met you and one of our other friends. we were really, 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 really into Digimon, and I cannot stress that
Yeah,
really
that
enough.
yeah, that was a good time in third grade, third and fourth grade.
That kind of went. That almost went. That went into like sixth grade. Don't even lie.
Oh yeah, it lasted longer than that, but
Yeah.
like the golden age was third and fourth grade.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and I don't care how embarrassing it is. There was a point in our lives where, being naive third and fourth graders, we believed that the digital world was real, and that we were gonna travel there someday.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We that's a point in our life that we tend to block out most times. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty intense. So I think for that reason only, I would have to say Digimon is my favorite, because even though now, like, going back and watching them now, Digimon is actually really, 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 really confusing now. Like, I watch it. I watch some of the old stuff now, and I can't ever believe I understood what was going on. Like, there's so much to it where it's like Pokemon. It's easy. Like, you battle, you throw a Pokeball, boom, done, get out of there. Like, Digimon, there's so much to it.
Like the time that passes and like the two worlds and they
Yeah,
come together and then the
and
Digimon go to the real world and
oh, and who
yeah,
was
yeah.
like the Digimon version of the Elite Four? Like, I don't remember. I don't remember
Uh,
anyone except for Piedmon.
Piedmon was like the big
Yeah, he was the head
dude at
honcho.
the end. I don't know. The only real villains I remember are Myotismon and Piedmon.
And then Devamon.
Yeah, I guess Devimon
He
was
was
there in
like
the
he
beginning,
was
but
like a
he was
mini
like
boss. He was like the guy you
basically
get to halfway through the game.
he's like, oh, I have these gears that I'm gonna shove in people's backs, and
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was a good story arc. All I remember was when War Greymon happened. When Agumon finally digivolved into War Greymon, I flipped. I That was the coolest thing. And I hate being so mainstream, but just like I am with Pokemon, how my favorite Pokemon is Charizard, my favorite Digimon is War Greymon, just like everybody else. I have a problem.
loser.
I know, I am a loser. But how do you not look? Okay, you know why I liked War Greymon so much? Not only is he a dinosaur, which is awesome to begin with, but he has three metal claws like Wolverine. I mean,
He
look who
shoots
you're talking
rockets
to.
out of his chest, man.
That too. I mean, come on. There's, yeah. I can't even. I can't do this with you right now. But yeah. So I would have to say Digimon because, yeah, third and fourth grade, we were like, had it continued, we would be the people at like, what's the Comic Con for anime?
Comic Con.
No,
I
there's a
mean,
different one.
there's a few. Like Dragon Con is one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Dragon Con. We'd be the guys at Dragon Con. Like, I'm pretty sure I would be dressed up like. I guarantee I would have gone for Ty because honestly, I have the hair for it. My hair can look like Ty's in a moment's notice if I need it to. And I'm pretty sure you would be. I think, would you actually be dressed up as Matt? Because that would just be hilarious.
Probably not.
Well, you know what? You are now. Now I'm picturing you as Matt, so get over it.
That's impossible.
Yeah, you dyed your hair blonde and you're wearing a green sleeveless t-shirt that for some reason had a really high turtleneck collar.
Those are two things I don't have.
Well, you do now.
Sigh.
Yeah. Needless to say, that would have been us every year, and we would have been living in shame. So yeah. But yeah, I would say Digimon is my favorite. So moving on here, we got a couple more minutes, but I know you want to talk about some of the recent animes, and I'm gonna let you take the floor on this because I don't know any.
Okay. Well, a couple that just ended. My favorite that just ended is called Space Dandy, and it's by the same guy who did Cowboy Bebop, which I'm sure someone's heard of somewhere.
I've actually heard of it. I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Okay. Well, it's by the same guy. Basically, it's a show about he's an alien hunter who like scours the galaxy for new species of aliens to get paid. And he's really bad at his job, and he's really poor, and he flies around space with his little robot friend QT, and he picks up this like cat creature in, I think it's the first episode, and he names him Meow because he's a cat person.
Very
Yeah,
creative.
it like gets funnier and funnier as it progresses. There's 13 episodes. As it progresses, it gets funnier and funnier. And oh man, one episode that kind of stuck with me, I guess, is the little robot falls in love with this. She is a she's a coffee maker at like a local coffee bar or whatever, and he falls in love with her. And she eventually gets junked and thrown on this island where all these dead appliances go, or messed up appliances go, and he goes and finds her, and it turns out that she was not in love with him all the time, and she's in love with someone else who's also on the island, who's also controlling this giant robot who's going to take revenge on the city for throwing him away. So QT ends up getting turned really freaking huge. I don't remember how, but he gets really freaking huge to fight off this robot from destroying the planet, and it just gets really epic and emotional, and it's a good episode. Yeah. Um, Another one that just ended is Kill la Kill, and that one, while it was a lot better than like the average anime you'd find. The ending was super disappointing because it basically, the last 6 episodes ran on just hype, no plot, just hype, and it was kind of disappointing. Because the first 6 episodes started off, oh, there's this girl, her father's died. She's gonna get revenge with this giant scissor sword she has on her back, and she goes to this academy where she's tracked the killer down to or something. And there's this girl that runs this huge academy that basically runs like the military. And she's just going to get revenge, and it's kind of set up where she's beating up these club leaders to get to the top. And one of the main themes throughout the whole show is that a lot of the students wear this certain type of clothing that just makes them more powerful, gives them special powers, and that kind of progresses and evolves later throughout the show into a crazy way. You find out at one point that clothing is actually an alien race come to Earth to take over the humanity. So that happened. Ending was kind of disappointing overall. I think it's a decent watch, especially if you like hype shows. Um, and then I guess the last one I want to talk about is one that started Sunday, actually. It aired Sunday, called Captain Earth. It's a mech show, like a basic mech show so far. But I have some high hopes for it. I forget the studio who did it. But looking forward to that, so we'll kind of see where that ends up. The first episode ended with him getting in this giant robot to go fight off this other giant robot from destroying the Earth. So it escalated very quickly.
All right, then.
So yeah, that is, yes.
Well,
Are we out of time?
well, nah, we have like 30 seconds, but I was just gonna say I have never heard of any of those things you've talked about.
Well,
So,
they just came out, so don't feel bad.
yeah, I've been kind of out of the anime game for a while. Like I said, the last thing I watched, I think honestly the most recent anime I've ever seen was Tenchi Muyo, and that came out years ago. So yeah, I'm kind of out of the loop. So this is definitely your level of expertise. Chaz has Transformers, I have comic books, and you, sir, have anime. So be proud of that fact. And I better see you with blue hair sometime in the near future.
How about white hair?
Sure, we'll go with white hair. But that's all the time we have for today. So for G.E.L. Comics, I am the rejected 9th Digidestined.
And
Wow. Wow. No. Just no.
Shh, just
No.
accept it.
No. We're gonna redo this. We're gonna keep doing this until you get it right. Okay? You're gonna come up with something clever. I don't know. You're gonna come up with something clever, and you're gonna say it. You're not gonna pause like you're some type of person who doesn't know what he's talking about. We are well rehearsed on this show. We definitely do not just make up stuff on the spot.
Scripted. We're scripted.
We are completely scripted. So, for G.E.L. Comics, I am the rejected or 9th Digidestined.
And I'm Android 17.
Okay, I will accept that answer. Good night, everybody.